Diamonds in my teeth, I got a lot of shine. Running up the number, that's a lot of crime. Try to take it from me, must be out your mind. Big time, lot of slime. Smoky in the air, that's a lot of pine. Pockets running over with the dollar sign. Try to take it from me, yeah. Big time, big time, big time.
Welcome to 4th and Jawn, episode 220. Today we were talking Eagles open practice review, and we're really trying to come from a place of just enjoyment. As diehard Eagle fans, you know who you are, whether you're at the stadium or not. There's about 26,000 of you during a pandemic going to see your Birds, and really tonight we just wanted to recap our experience from yesterday. Talk a little notes, talk a little vibes, just to get the feeling going that the season is almost around the corner. We have a preseason game. We're not talking about practice. We're talking about a preseason game. But man, there's great vibes out there. I know each one of us has experience to tell. But so overall, it was just really great to see Eagle fans in their element. I know I got caught up for a second. I was just staring at the field for 10 minutes. At a blank field. I got there. We all got there early. The crazies got there early. It was fun. It was just funny. Like I'm just staring at the field and not even looking at anything because I couldn't believe I was actually back in the stadium after not being in there for almost a year and a half. It's like crazy to me. But overall, just good vibes. Met a ton of supporters out there for the podcast. Met a lot of old friends and faces. It just felt good to be back in the mix. So, I mean, how are you guys feeling, man? Feeling still geeked?
Not only am I geeked, like yesterday wasn't even so much. I mean, obviously I was down there, I was watching the practice. There was a few guys I wanted to keep my eye on. But yesterday for me was really a soak it in day. Like you said, like I walked in, I saw the field, just being back inside the link. Like it just gives you, the juice starts pumping through your veins. And just to be back inside the stadium, I was just soaking it in all day. I was walking around. I was mingling with the people I haven't talked to in far too long. It was great to see everybody back in the stands. It just got me pumped for what's to come coming up this year, man. Like just having everybody back in the stadium. It's going to be a completely different vibe than it was last year. We know that the fans were missed during the games, but yesterday was awesome, man. It was a really fun time. Not only were the vibes good in the stands, they were having a great time out on the field. It was just an overall really, really fun day.
Bro, I mean, you talk about you were staring at the field. I was just staring at the stadium as soon as I walked up. I was like, I'm home. Like, waited all week for yesterday to finally come, and it came, and I didn't even know how to act. I think I was probably acting more young than my own kids. Like, I was in kiddie land, man. Just being around the Eagles, being around the fans, being around all the supporters. It felt so great. When me and you actually catched up in the hallway, I'm gonna say the hallway. I see Gail from a distance, and it was just like in slow mo, like yeah. It was just a great moment, man. And then I think there was just a lot of good moments yesterday. Period. Definitely appreciate all the fans and supporters that tagged along with us. I mean, we had a good spot for everybody to come and join us. And it was a great view. We got to see the players. We got to see, what this Philadelphia Eagles is going to be all about. I mean, we're going to talk definitely more about it into the show, but I mean, like, it was just a lot of excitement, a lot of, things that happened yesterday that just like really got that place excited. But I think just the fact that we were back in the building after getting through this pandemic, it felt so good being in that building. And I mean, I'm still hyped up about it.
Yeah, yesterday I just posted vibes are immaculate because Gail and I got down there real early, and as we're going into the link, there's thousands of Phillies fans walking out, and Phillies are so hot right now. So there's just a buzz. You can feel it going around the city of Philadelphia. Got the Sixers talking about possibly going after Damian Lillard. You got the Phillies streaking and sweeping the Mets right now. And then you look over and you see Lincoln Financial Field, and there's tons of people in 90-degree weather waiting 2 hours in advance to get into the stadium for a practice. And it's people you haven't seen in 2 years, but met a lot of great people. People were flying to get to the pro shop. They had 2017 Super Bowl year merch being sold there. A bunch of proceeds going towards the Autism Challenge that's taking place in 2 weeks down in Philadelphia. Just great vibes. Got to see a lot of the young players and confirm a lot of stuff that we've been talking to and trying to like see through the bushes from what the beat writers have been giving us. But it was really exciting. It was really nice to see everyone. I mean, I met Jimmy in person for the first time in person there and just saw a bunch of people. It was just great vibes all day and just really setting the tone for Thursday for the first preseason game.
Well, I think I can finally hear you and get everything straight. Everything I heard, like it bits and pieces, but every time I kept hearing something, it got me more and more pumped because I'm telling you, I almost lost my voice. Like it was almost a real game. The excitement I heard you guys talking about, I had the same feeling. I felt like I was almost going to cry when I pulled up. It was like, we're home, baby. We're home. And then I saw you guys, every one of you that I gave a hug to, all the people, all the fans we met, like, dude, nothing beat that. My girl and my kid, just their happiness on their face. Just you guys saw me. I was like a 10-year-old there, screaming at the players, and I'm like a ball. Sorry, it's just I know it's practice, but I can't. It was amazing, man. It was great to see you guys and be back, and I can't wait, man. I think this is gonna be an exciting season.
I mean, speaking of screaming, I might have, you know how I randomly am all over the interwebs. And I'm watching Eagle's Eye. They got their podcast. The opening pops up, and whose mug is this? He's out here. This is why Jimmy lost his voice, and that was awesome to see. Jay's back there. Actually, Jim and JT's back there, right there as well. And then as you go along through the day in the morning, we come to find out this man over here, fly young eagle, fly young baby Prime, not even 2 yet. The guy makes the cover of the Philadelphia Inquirer. Prime, this is a great photo. This is a great, if you guys haven't seen this man cave right here, this is ridiculous, but this is going to be the next legendary piece added to the man cave.
That's such awesome. An awesome photo, man.
Yeah, bro.
I'm glad that someone was watching that moment.
I'm loving it. I mean, like, yeah, I ended up getting the text earlier this afternoon about, hey, you're on the Philadelphia Inquirer. I mean, the guy that ended up coming up to me yesterday was like, hey, I'm a reporter for the Inquirer. I wanted to get your name, so I gave him my information, and I didn't think it was going to go this far, man. Like, I went into the PhiladelphiaInquirer.com, and then I saw that section was on there. But then, like I said, I mean, I found out that we ended up making the front cover. So as soon as I got told, I jumped in the truck, and then I headed to the nearest Wawa, and I ended up buying the rest of the papers off the rack. I was like, yeah, this is a moment, man. Like, it was just cool, like, just being there with my son. Like, I mean, I got to be honest, man. A few years ago, I never even thought I would have a boy, you know what I mean? I've been blessed with 2 beautiful girls, and I'm thinking that was going to be it for me. But here comes little man, and look, man, we had a moment right there. So that was the best feeling in the world.
Here's another shot right here. Like, this is like, I see. I'm up in the crowd, and I'm taking shots of Prime on the field because I'm like, yo, this is a proud dad moment. Like, I gotta get this. I gotta get the right. And Prime, look at Prime. Little baby Prime is just like, yeah, Dad, get my good angle. Get my good angle.
It was cool seeing those kids running around in the field yesterday, and we ended up getting some passes to get out on the field. But watching those little kids running around, I mean, I'm looking at them and I'm like, listen, I know how y'all feel because we be rolling around in this ground just as much. Like, this is how we act when we get here. And just seeing those little kids running up and down. JT had his son there. Gio was on the field. Ran into a bunch of other supporters on there, but it was just so cool, man. Like, it was just a great moment yesterday, and I was just so looking forward to it, and I'm glad it finally came.
I mean, speaking of kids, I might be OG, but I get a little kiddish when I see the big homie Lane Johnson in the building. I'm like, how the hell is Lane Johnson right in front of me? I'm like, bruh. And I have my phone. He's like, you want to do selfie? And I'm like, selfie, bruh, let's do a selfie. I haven't took a selfie all pandemic. I haven't.
It showed you didn't know how to take a selfie. You
Bro,
didn't even
I
have the
don't-
pose set up. We're like, yo, come
Bro,
on.
I don't do selfies, but when Lane Johnson's like, we're gonna do selfie, let's do selfie.
He got
I
a
mean,
good
that
shot too.
Yeah, he did, man.
I was-
Great
I was-
shot.
I was-
Great shot.
I was having a good time. A lot of people just seemed like they were having a good time and just kind of like soaking it up. A lot of practices that we've been to, open practices, the vibe has always been like, I mean, you know, everybody's rushing there because they know they want to get the front seats to get autographs.
Yeah,
But
man.
people are like, they're not going to be doing autographs, so why am I going to rush? So here, shout out to me and Chris. Like we were playing run and gun security, trying to hold 16 seats for these dudes around us, and
Salute.
we're playing box out.
Highly appreciated.
No,
highly appreciated.
Matt Pryor's sister and girlfriend, we held seats for them too, which was hilarious because they're just screaming Matt Pryor the entire practice, and people are like, "Who are these people?" It's like, well, who do you think?
Yeah, dude. Want to give a shout out to all the people in the chat. Oh, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say that the best moment was you could hear from a distance, hey, and each section started doing it, dude. And oh my God, when we finally did it in our section, I'm telling you, man, I felt pure joy running through my blood. Like that was so nice to have that.
You say that as if we did it one time in our section. That was just a never-ending reign of
No,
EA
the first
GLES.
time
Yeah.
the 20 times even better.
I think Prime popped a couple blood vessels in his eyes.
Yeah, I got.
I would just
up, man.
I would look at Prime and I'm like, yo, you scream like you started up, because I can't even come close to Prime's voice. I'm looking at his wifey and I'm like, does he yell at the kids like this? Is his voice? Does he do the yelling in the family when the kids are getting down the line? But I was like, bro, like he had the whole section going geeked. But I did want to give a shout out to all the people in the chat. George up in here, Christian, Brandon, Michael Alexander, Mama McCabe's up in here, Stephen K, Byrd Gang 31, Moira up in here. She won the tickets. Last
shout out
week.
to Moira.
She said she saw Prime on the field last night with Gio. What's up, fellas? Shout out to Ryan. He did win the tickets on Twitter, the 4 tickets on Twitter, but he couldn't make it. We're definitely gonna try and hook you up down the road. So keep posted. Keep posted, my guy. Shout out to did I say Mark Byrd in the building, who mentioned that he joined the Manscaped Club. He is now a firm believer in the brand. He's now scaping the manhood, and I think this is a moment for a state break. Should we say a station break? Maybe. Ready? Maybe. Now, attention listeners across the galaxy, all the way from Australia to Houston. Do we have a pube problem? If so, our friends at Manscaped have cleared you for takeoff with their fourth generation and brand new lawnmower 4.0. Kick your pubes to the next planet with the performance package 4.0. The orbits in your pants will feel like you're zero gravity when you use the best tools for the job from the leaders in male grooming. Join the 2 million men worldwide who trust Manscaped and get your rocket ready for takeoff by going to manscaped.com for 20% off plus free shipping with the code FANSIDED20.
So boys, I mean, the conversation lately is how strong the defense has been. We're anticipating a lot of sacks this year, but I'm not talking about quarterback sacks, boys. I'm talking about our sacks between our legs. Are you ready for an out-of-this-world experience, fellas? Look no further than the Performance 4.0 from Manscaped. That is just taken off not only in the U.S., but Canada, the UK, Europe, Australia, South Africa, and Singapore as well. Inside this package, you'll find the Lawnmower 4.0 trimmer, the Weed Whacker ear and nose hair trimmer, the Crop Preserver ball deodorant, Crop Reviver tone, performance boxer briefs, and a travel bag to hold in your whole solar system. First scheduled for liftoff, the new Lawnmower 4.0, this spaceship is here to guide you on a journey to trim your balls, butt, and even your anus.
What?
Yeah, I'm not kidding, bro. This 4th generation trimmer, as a matter of fact, also features this cutting-edge ceramic blade to reduce grooming accidents that are far too common in the non-manscaped world. Thanks to advanced skin-safe technology, this Lawnmower 4.0 has a 7,000 RPM motor, a multifunction on-off switch that can engage a travel block, and guess what? It's even waterproof.
The Lawnmower 4.0 also has a 4000K LED spotlight you can turn on and off when needed for a more precise shave throughout your travels across the universe. The Performance Package 4.0 also includes the Weed Whacker. It's like having a little astronaut to chop your worst weeds up and top in your nose and ears. The Weed Whacker is also waterproof and uses a 9,000 RPM motor-powered 360-degree rotary dual-blade system. This nose and ear hair trimmer provides proprietary skin-safe technology, which helps prevent nicks, snags, and tugs in those delicate holes.
Don't forget to use Crop Preserver Ball Deodorant or Crop Reviver to help your little planets be on their A game while feeling the sun's heat. Manscaped even threw in 2 free gifts to their Performance Package 4.0, the Manscaped Boxers and the Shed Travel Bag. Abort hairy balls and Buzz Lightyear that Woody with Manscaped. Get 20% off plus free shipping with the code FANSIDED20 at manscaped.com. That's 20% off plus free shipping with the code FANSIDED20 at manscaped.com. For a clean trinity and beyond, your space balls will thank you. And if you're hearing any laughing, I'm sorry, my family's here. We're in a motel. We're down at the beach. I apologize for that. But the code was FANSIDED20 at manscaped.com. Your ball will thank you. Okay.
You know, all the females in the room were like, "Yeah, I don't have those." But you know who else was, you know who else was pretty clean out there on the field yesterday? This guy by the name of Quez Watkins.
Yo.
50-50. Come on.
Bro, I mean, Quez Watkins again showing up in practice after practice. You hear the beat writers talking about what he's bringing to the table. Again, in front of the people, in front of all the people. You don't have to take the beat reporter's word for it. You saw it right in front of your eyes. He put on a little show. He had one of his best practices when the lights were on and shining. What did you guys think of overall of players that stuck out to you? We'll go around the room. Some guys that and people in the chat. If you guys were there, people that stuck out to you at the open practice, put it in the chat. We'll bring it up. Ev, who stuck out to you?
Quez definitely stuck out to me, but there's one guy. There's one. I don't want to say one in particular play. I was watching a lot of our rookies last night, and I watched Milton Williams push back Luke Juriga with one arm, bro, and it was unbelievable the strength that he was showing out there. I kept on watching Milton Williams just absolutely bust through that line, and while I was feeling like the same way you were about Quez Watkins and like thinking maybe we can. We weren't expecting Quez Watkins to end up being like this, I don't know what he can be at this point. But the point I'm trying to say is all these guys on the back end of the roster, for them to show out the way that they are, I mean, that is only going to increase our expectations this year. And Milton Williams yesterday, he definitely caught my eye for sure.
Prime, who's your guy that's there?
Well, I mean, everybody was definitely high on Watkins. I mean, Watkins impressed us tremendously yesterday. But the one guy that I was really paying attention to was Tyree Jackson, man. I mean, the dude was like lights out. I mean, everything that was getting thrown at him was getting caught. I think he even celebrated with a dunk on the goalpost. Like the excitement this guy is like bringing. I mean, not only do we have 1-2 tight ends now. Look, we're talking about a possible third. And that's rarely something that, we rarely, we get blessed with. I mean, I know we got Dick Rod, but like I forgot totally about that guy yesterday after watching Tyree Jackson. Mm-hmm. And that's the guy that, he definitely stood out to me. But all around, it was a lot of talent on the field to go ahead and keep your eyes on.
After he
No.
dunked that ball through that goalpost, that thing was shaking for like 10 minutes, dude. I was like, Jesus Christ, he
Nonstop.
came down with some power.
I looked at Chris at that moment, and then we're like, "You
We
thinking
said
the same thing?"
thing. Same.
I was like, "Are you getting Jimmy Graham vibes right now?" I was like,
the dunk.
like all these beats are talking about the size and the his ability that is flashing, and then you get to see it, and then you see it up close, and you're like, bro, he does stand out from from a size standpoint. He definitely is. Like you're looking at our tight ends, and you're like, this guy could possibly, we were talking about Jack Stoll being a guy to work his way in, perhaps. We talk about Dick Rod being a feature on this team. I mean, if you're gonna move somebody and you want to develop a guy, and I heard Adam Kaplan was saying that he's also a decent blocker as well. So if you're talking about just having some guys in the mix, I know there's definitely there's still a Ertz watch going on here. Definitely still a Ertz watch. We're all monitoring that situation. But Chris, which guy stood out to you?
It sounds like you're still doing an ad read for Manscaped with the dick rods and the development and all that stuff. But sticking out. But in general, though, I would say that just going off of Brian, man, to piggyback off of him, still not ad read. But Tyree Jackson really, really impressed me. He is a mismatch problem. He is super athletic, and the IQ for the fact that he's coming off of being a quarterback, he understands coverage. He understands how a quarterback's thinking. He just gets open, and then even when he's not open, he has literally a foot wingspan reach above everyone. But one person that really impressed me was Quez Watkins. I think he was the guy that really stood out. And another wide receiver who made the four best plays made the whole day were the two high points for Quez, the diving backwards catch by Reagor, and then Rager's double move on the hitch and go on Steven Nelson was crazy because Nelson looked he looked disheveled. He looked like he just got crossed up by AI. He was halfway on the ground, and it was a big play right there. And one person that people have been talking about in camp, Jordan Howard. I think people weren't sure if he was going to make the team or not. He looks really good. He was catching the ball really good. And you saw Miles on the side right in front of us taking extra reps of receiving because they've been saying he's been having some trouble catching the ball. So you can tell that he's definitely trying to find an emphasis on that. And I mentioned this on the timeline earlier. I love the MVP of camp for me yesterday, Coach Sirianni. Every single play, he had something to say to the players. Even if they made they scored, caught the ball, you could hear him say you can be even better. You can be more efficient, more effective. You took 10 steps, let's make it 9. Get to that point faster. And I just love the energy from him. It wasn't stupid aggressiveness. He wasn't talking about biting kneecaps off. It was exciting to see him hands on. And also, speaking about balls and Johnsons, Lane hooked me up with the signed ball and gave some shout out on the timeline too. And
Nice.
Also condolences to his one of his close friends, mentors, and coaches. We saw him post about that right after he responded to us on Twitter. So it's crazy because Jimmy just had said the interview with Lane's main trainer last week. So I feel for him. I mean, Lane's dedicating the season towards him. So let's hope that Lane, as well as the rest of the linemen, stay healthy and just keep paving the way for the running backs and Jalen.
Yeah, condolences, Lane and Gabe for sure. But go ahead, Gail. What were you gonna say?
No, I said Jimmy. Who stood out for you?
Yeah, man, that's it was crazy to hear that about Lane. So cool that you guys got that ball, everything. That's so awesome. I mean, just stuff like that, being back with all that, man, that just makes me so happy hearing those stories. So love that. And I love what Chris said, because that's exactly where I was going. Nick Sirianni, I watched him like a hawk. For me, that's like a glorified fun fair of practice. They're going to show you a lot of stuff and read what you want into it. But what I wanted to do was lose my shit and have fun. And I wanted to see how much fun. And there you are, dude. You see it. I mean, keeping it real. And I'm telling you, it was practice. But for me, it was my practice to go insane this year because we're going to have lots of fun because of Nick Sirianni. I saw him holding people accountable. My God, how much did we talk about this offseason? And I loved it, man. He really seems passionate about the game. But if we're talking about players, everybody mentioned all guys that really stood out to me. Milton Williams, Quez was, oh my God, that was fantastic. Jalen Hurts for me, I think people are reading a lot too much into, some of the mistakes he has. We know that he has those mistakes and he has to work on those things. It's training camp. I think he's heading in the right direction. So I was happy to see the connections he was making. But for me, I just can't stop. And I couldn't stop yesterday watching Josh Sweat. Just this camp, I'm so happy to finally see him get his chance to shine. So I think for me, it was nice just to watch him, how big he is, and to see him get his reps. But yeah, I mean, for rookies, I know you guys were like saying a lot of them. I think Zach McPherson is somebody I'm really, really pumped up about. So as a rookie, that was my other guy. There were so many that stood out to me, though, man. I was so happy we had the running backs in front of us. I love what Chris said about Jordan Howard. I mean, he really does look good, and they've been saying that throughout camp. Kerryon Johnson is a monster. Wow, he's a big dude. He looked really good, too. So I'm excited for this running back room. Kenny Gainwell made a nice catch at one point I saw. He looked good hold on to the ball when they were doing the drills. This running back room gets me excited. I'm excited about everything, dude. You can hear it in my voice. Like I was, you saw the picture. That was just them like walking out the tunnel, I think, so.
It was nice to see Jamal's coach Singleton. He was doing like Mike Tyson's punch out on the balls. And then the players are sitting there trying to hold on. And he's like, he's got boxing gloves, like he's like 46 in the Taibo class. He's like, ha. And like, you're just like, all right, cool, man. They're stressing the idea of, turnovers, not making them. But shout out to Paul. He said, my biggest question, we have a deep running back room. Who is shining to you guys? I feel like they're like, and this is the whole thing about competition, training camp. You want to see everybody elevate their game. Now, who is the odd man out? Who's the guy that's not elevating their game? That's, and then you figure it out. But right now, everybody is looking
good,
pretty good. Adrian Killen's the guy who was on the back end. They said he's like moved out to wide receiver now. So I mean, you have your competition here. It's Miles Sanders' gig to lose, but I know people are down on the idea of Miles Sanders as a foundation piece now because they feel like there might be little too many hands in the kitchen. How you guys feel that?
I don't necessarily feel that, but I think the one thing that I'm really taking away from this training camp is just I'm really surprised in the old heads, man. And old heads, it's funny to call them that because they're really not even, they're in their mid to late 20s in Jordan Howard and Kerryon Johnson. But these guys were guys that like kind of got signed and you expected them to be back end of the running back group. But they are showing out in training camp right now. And honestly, the one thing that I kind of feel like the one person I haven't heard much of their name about that I would like to hear about is Kenny Gainwell. I mean, I feel like there hasn't been much talk and buzz around Kenny Gainwell's name in this training camp and this whole offseason. And that is a little bit discouraging to me because Kenny Gainwell is obviously a rookie and he's obviously going to make the team. They're not going to cut him after 1 year. But with all of these other guys that are contributing, it's going to make it that much harder because there's going to be a tough decision that's going to have to be made. I think it's very possible we could go into the season with 5 running backs, but even then, there's going to be an odd man out somewhere.
He has been getting a little love. I mean, some of the players are talking about his shiftiness in space and his ability to make people miss. They're like, don't give him too much space out there. I feel like he's a guy that's going to grow into his role. I think just in terms of just thinking about odd man out, like Chris mentioned Jordan Howard. I was like thinking like, is his skill set redundant to Kerryon Johnson? So I we'll see. But yeah, iron sharpens iron. Like we're gonna see. We still got some preseason games, which I'm very geeked
Haven't
about.
even had one yet. Yeah,
I'm very geeked about.
Yeah. I was just gonna say
ahead,
this is a great question by Paul. I wrote an article about 2 weeks ago about talking about the deep running back room and how for the first time since 2017, which the running back by committee was our bread and butter, we finally have that. It's going to be a difficult cut week and that's good, though. It's good that you don't know who's going to get cut. But I think that the reason why we might end up carrying 5 running backs is because of the special teams versatility, because Gainwell can return, Boston Scott can return. Both guys were getting some kick return and punt return action. Yep, exactly. Overall, though, I think that Jordan Howard, right now it sounds like he's going to be the RB2. It sounds like he's locked and loaded. It looks like Boston Scott might be the RB3, and then Gainwell and Carry On are kind of going to be like the 4 and 5, but Gainwell's going to make the team. I think that one thing that we forget is he opted out last year, so he's probably knocking some rust off. But Gainwell's his freshman year at Memphis was one of the most productive seasons I've ever seen for a running back in college. He was ridiculous, an efficiency monster, so he's going to come into his own, hopefully. He had some nice sparks, and we've been hearing like buzz here and there in camp. Very versatile. But overall, though, it's a good problem to have this type of deep running back room. And it's young vets, just like we were talking about, saying like the old guys, but they're only like Jordan Howard's super young, but
it's like 27. Yeah,
exactly. It's going to be interesting to see. But Miles, he should be the lead back. He just needs to stay healthy compared to the last couple of years.
Now, Onyo Costa says, nobody talk about Kerrigan. He will have a sleeper season playing with Cox and Sweat or Barnett. I mean, I think, we all know what Kerrigan can do. I know he was dealing with a hand injury, but I feel like he's just, he's like the secret sauce. He's going to come out and give his veteran spin on things. I feel like we're good with Kerrigan. He's just an added bonus to me. Like right now, Sweat has been like the idea of Sweat coming in when he got drafted and like this, like to where he could if they were going to forecast what Sweat was at the position, this is exactly what they forecasted. So in terms of like, I know we give the front office some beef sometimes, but like what Sweat is doing right now, we always talk about NFL body. He's got his NFL body. He had the length, he had the the upside. Now he's put it all together, man. Like I think he's going to terrorize this season. And like Kerrigan said, he's a problem. He said that Sweat is going to be a problem for years to come.
Yeah, real quick, I just want to let Onio, I guess that's how you pronounce his name, just feel privileged that you even got put on there with that Mets hat on, all right? Don't ever do that again.
Hey, we got a nice little sweep action. Shout out to my dad and my brother who ride or die Phillies.
Oh yeah, they are
ride or die. So they enjoyed the sweep. They're in a good mood this week.
Oh yeah.
I feel like Kerrigan isn't really the only vet that's kind of, I don't want to say not being talked about enough, but like I feel like with the huge infusion that we had of all of the younger talent in this offseason, like we're kind of also forgetting about players like Eric Wilson and Harris, the two guys from the Vikings as well. Those are two guys I'm expecting to make a big impact on this defense this year as well, along with Kerrigan.
Know who's making a big impact?
Who
There's
does?
Joey Shakes on YouTube. Shout out to Joey Shakes in the building.
That's a fact.
He says, if I'm keeping 2 extra roster spots, I'm usually on a running back and a wide receiver. Yeah, I mean, we're deep.
Why not?
We're deep there. That's a good thing. David Harris from YouTube says, so how many wide receivers will make the team?
Well,
Jimmy?
first I want to say that Kerrigan, his thumb, so he wasn't really playing, so we can't really talk too much about what he did at practice because he wasn't. But I think that just what you said, he's going to make the impact he's supposed to. I mean, him, Sweat, this is going to be a nasty rotation, Barnett. But receivers, dude, oh, man, I think you probably have to keep 6 of these guys. If you like someone else, like a Hightower or Arcega-Whiteside, if they really step it up. But I feel comfortable with the top 5 in my mind. Smith, Rager, Watkins, Ward, and Fulgham. I think, if they're healthy, yeah, it's young and it's concerning, but I think they're going to grow, and I think they could be really good together.
So if we're going around the room, like let's target the one dude that is on the bubble.
John Hightower.
I think they're
Hightower?
gonna. I think they're gonna IR him because he had that injury. I think that's gonna save him because they're gonna IR him, and then we'll just kind of like.
And
float.
well, if that's the case, then my bubble guy might actually be Greg Ward.
Yeah, Evan's on point with that one. Those are the two exact same statements I was just gonna go ahead and make.
You know, like, because I think Hightower's flashed at practices and he's getting separation, but like, do they feel that he's, and that's the thing is like you have young guys, right?
Mhm.
You can't even put Hightower on a practice squad because he'll get scooped.
I mean, I think
you know what I
Quez
mean?
and Hightower were kind of viewed as like an equivalent kind of thing last year. Like it was like if either one of these guys can like pop off, then it'd be gravy. And I think that Quez Watkins has done a good job of putting himself above John Hightower and separating himself.
Yeah, because they were both really high upside guys because everyone knew that they were the flash players, but it was Quez being more consistent all the time and Hightower just getting his hands together because both guys are excellent route runners. They're explosive play guys, but there's a reason why they fell to where they fell. It's consistency because they had the NFL talent. But overall, though, like I said, because of the special teams versatility, I think you could see 5 running backs, 5 wide receivers, just because, luckily they're versatile and they can be gunners for special teams, returners for special teams. But it's looking like Devonta Smith, Jalen Reagor, Quez Watkins, Fulgham, and Ward might be the 5, and then they might IR Hightower just to save his skin, and then JJ Arcega-Whiteside is going to be holding the umbrella for Howie on the sidelines. So
you're trying to say they're gonna tell the Hightower to get on a bike, fake an injury. You know that when he got drafted, he was riding that bike, and you know
he bought it from Matt Collins. Yeah,
maybe he has a bike injury, and something happens. But shout out.
I was just gonna say there is one wide receiver I would have loved to have seen yesterday. Would have loved to have seen number 6, man.
Oh, Devonta Smith, man.
Timothy, we are talking about this on vacation.
Yeah, Devonta Smith would have been a perfect player to watch. You saw him walk out on the field like, bruh. Like, and this is what I said to I think Chris. I said it's only fitting that our first round pick is like not like it,
I was still fangirling.
But I'm saying it's like a Philadelphia thing. You know what I'm saying? Like
yeah, a guy who's never been hurt in his career, and of course he gets hurt as soon as he comes.
Yeah, I mean, this is what I'm saying.
Never
I'm like,
hurt.
bro, this never like he got hurt in the national championship, but like he's out here with a sprained knee, and I'm like, come on, man. But shout out to Timothy. He's out here out on vacation talking birds and practice. He's a real one, and if you've not seen Timothy bring the heat during draft season and football season, check him out. This guy's a gem.
I like this question from Todd. Flacco and Mullins. So Flacco threw a couple of good balls. He's the one. Well, Reagor made Flacco look good because he made that crazy backwards diving catch for him. But Flacco in the 2-minute drill also threw like one of the worst interceptions. It looked like a Wentz interception from last year where he literally just threw it to 2 defensive backs and there was not a receiver within like 10 yards. And Mullins held the ball for I think we counted, Gail. What was it, like 19 seconds on that one play? And Sirianni blew the play dead. Like, he literally was just standing here like this with the ball. And everyone's just like, throw the ball, throw it away. And, like, there's people open in the flat. There's people open in the middle of the field. And Nick Mullins probably was just like, wow, I could be in San Francisco right now, like on the beach. And I'm getting yelled at by everyone in the stands right now. He literally, I think he blacked out. Like he just stood there with the ball in his hands for like 19 seconds. It was the most bizarre thing I've seen.
If I'm being real though, I there was a few plays I saw Jalen Hurts holding on to that ball way too long yesterday too.
Yeah,
you are being real. You are being real.
That was one of the things I noticed. I was like, dude, get rid of the ball. Like, did you not see what happened last year?
I think he even did one.
I'm
like
being realistic, bro. I gotta keep it real with my people.
I gotta call a spade over here.
Yeah, we're not gonna bullshit. I mean, it was the truth though. You did see Jalen hold on to that ball a little bit long yesterday, just as well. I think there was even one play where like he tossed it forward, and we were just wondering like, what the hell?
That was total forward progress. I'm like, dude, you were like 6 yards past the line of scrimmage. You throw it forwards onto the ground. I was like, do you not know that's a flag, bro? Like,
I think that says right there. Because a lot of it, like I said earlier, it's like for me, it's a glorified practice. So he was doing more trying to have fun. You know what I mean? So I think I saw what you guys saw too. And it's concerning if it were a game. But once again, and I don't mean you guys, but I saw some of the people that wrote articles and stuff. I was like trying to unpack, and I was like, I got to see what some of these people are saying. Like, what did they see? And like, I literally was so excited because I had someone pretty important reach out to me last night, and they're like, I want your honest opinion on Jalen Hurts. And I was like, damn it. Because I knew I had to give him the honest opinion. Like, mother. So I'm like, I better word this right. And I was like, all right, man, he looked, pretty good, but he looked pretty bad at times too. And I went into this open practice expecting that exactly. And the things that he does wrong, I think that Sirianni walked right up to him right after and had a talk with him. And I know what he was telling him. And it's like, they're teaching him. These are all teaching moments. So they're putting them in positions that they might fail, but that is good. That's what practice is for. It's a teaching moment. And I think we're not used to seeing a lot of that in practice. We're just used to failing, period. So any kind of failure we are unacceptable of. But I really think that was a good practice for us to see. Just not just Sirianni, Steichen and Gannon, the way they moved around, they were not only having fun, but they were taking that time, even in front of fans, to teach these guys. And I love it, man. I really think that we got some good teachers in house.
Now, in terms of Jalen Hurts, a lot of talk has been, he's been progressing practice after practice. There's been other talks of saying that he regressed in one practice, and he people are questioning some things. And my whole thing is like, you can, we said it in the past, like saying, watching these practices, you can take it with a grain of salt, especially the stuff that they're going to show you in front of the beats is not what they're going to be throwing out there. I mean, stuff that we're going to see at preseason is going to be a very dumbed down version of this offense. It's going to be very specific to what they're trying to see out of these players. The aggressiveness of some fans saying that we don't like what we see from this offense. We're a little, if you've ever been involved in like training camp or offenses start slow, especially when there's new quarterbacks and it's new younger players and it's a new coordinator. This is how it works. It takes a little bit of time to gel quick, learn how your receivers are set up, and they're getting separation, learning your the route combinations and what have you. You have 3 new quarterbacks out there doing work, and again, defense. It's very easy to pick up the defense and do your thing and make these guys look kind of suspect early on. And we do have some guys that are injured, and we do have a ton of talent on the defensive line. So can we get Aaron Rodgers relax? I know this is a Eagles podcast, but
yeah. But
we'll
I was about to just voice another complaint. So can we hold off on that, relax? Because cause for concern. Steven Nelson looked a little suspect last night.
Oh, I was waiting for that.
I'm just saying, we've been just and I know that, like you said, this is very early in the preseason. We haven't even had a game yet for him to really get into the groove. But that was a concern of mine going into this year, is filling that hole. And I'm just sitting here hoping that we filled it with the right guy. I'm not at all sitting here concerned, and I'm not trying to get people all riled up, but I'm just reporting the news here. Steven, I was underwhelmed.
They're asking us. We were there. They're asking us, what did we see?
I
was ready for you, Evan.
Yes.
I was ready for you, Evan.
Yeah.
I was ready for you, Evan.
Yeah, bring it.
I have a photo of Steven Nelson out there. He said, which one of you motherfuckers are going to cover Quez Watkins out here? Because Mans is getting wide open. Who wants to cover Quez? So, I mean, again, it's like Steven Nelson. He took some time off here. Like he's getting back to his roots. But I know what I've had this conversation with.
I've been wrong before with big name cornerbacks being brought in here thinking that they're going to be my savior, and then all of a sudden, you know what? They suck. So I'm just saying that's
we're not going to go that route this year, man. We're not going to go that route.
No.
You know,
I would first say don't expect him to be anything like. I mean, first off, I hope he's not bad like Nnamdi Asomugha, but don't have expectations for him to be that kind of quarterback.
Yeah, I don't think we could ever go that low again.
Steve Nelson is a good cornerback, but going against guys Reagor and Watkins are good. Sorry, skipping out. I don't know what happened there, guys, but Reagor and Watkins, they look really good, and I think Steve Nelson, he's going to have his issues in the season. We definitely saw Travis Fulgham work his ass last year, and I think he's a good number 2, and we needed him here because it's going to be great for the growth of Zach McPherson. Avonte goes inside, but he's not your star-studded guy, and that's why, when we talk about signing him, you have to realize that I think Slay and him together are going to grow, but it's going to take a little time, and they're not going to be one of the best duos. I've seen a lot of people talking about that, like Ant Harris and them. We have the secondary, and I'm like, right, let's slow down a little bit on that. But
but listen, Todd, come to my boy's defense. He has every right to feel like this. We've been through hell and back with these cornerbacks coming into this organization and failing us. So, I mean, Todd, you got to understand, with our expectations, sorry, man, if we've been vouching for you to come and get signed on this damn team and then you shit the bed, you're going to hear it. You know what I mean? You're going to hear it. So, Evan, you good. You could go ahead and speak on it because I saw the same thing yesterday. You know what I mean? And it wasn't just Nelson. I mean, Slay didn't look the greatest neither. Yeah. He didn't. But again, we're talking about practice. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. Talking about practice.
We got to get everyone's head on the same page. But I'll bring back the positivity. One thing I will say, these wide receivers, just getting back to them, like one thing I've also noticed, I mean, it's a young wide receiver group. Last year, there was that rift in the locker room between Carson Wentz and Jalen Hurts, and Carson had his wide receivers and Jalen had his wide receivers. And I think that, just thinking about this, looking at it on paper, all of those guys that were part of the Carson Wentz wide receiver regime are pretty much gone. And all of the guys that that Jalen Hurts spent time building chemistry with last year, we're starting to see them really excel. And so the guys like Quez Watkins. So, dude, I am feeling really, really confident about Quez Watkins. I have, in all honesty, I've been jumping on podcasts with other people, and honestly, there's been a lot of Quez Watkins hype. And people are sitting there telling me that Quez Watkins is going to be wide receiver number 2. I'm still not there yet, but Quez Watkins yesterday, it was night and day from where he was last year to me. And I am really thinking that he can make a legitimate impact this year.
No, you're just hoping that the progression from year after year after year, in his second year, he's taken to coaching, route running. We already know he had the quicks. We know he has the peace sign as well. So, I mean, he's a guy that a lot of people have been high on. But Revis Island from Twitter, he says, I'm seeing reports Dillard for Dolphins, Alan Hearns. Hell no, right? I haven't seen that yet. But again, if they're James Washington's still out there, who wants to be forced to trade. I heard there was some stuff about N'Keal Harry. He's having a good camp right now. I've heard some things out there. But overall, I think Dillard right now, he's in a place where he has to he has to push. He's in a what?
I'm saying he's in a tough spot right now. He's in a tough spot, and that leads me to my next point about, dude, who's one guy that really gets you fired up? Dude, it's Jordan Mailata. Jordan Mailata is slowly becoming the heartbeat of this team, man. He is full of energy. He's out there just having fun and absolutely mauling dudes. I'm loving what I'm seeing out of Jordan Mailata. I love his attitude. I think he's everything that we need in that left tackle position to fill Peter's shoes.
So if I could chime in, I've been all about Team Dillard throughout this whole thing. But I gotta keep it real. Yesterday, Mailata looked awesome, bro. I mean, he was not letting anybody get through. The guy had anybody that lined up against him stiffing him. Like it was crazy, man. I gotta definitely admit that Jordan Mailata right now is actually looking better than Dillard.
Jimmy, you were saying?
I'm going to be that I am, and I'm going to continue to speak to other teams in the NFL. Andre Dillard, I watched him yesterday, and he still I saw sweat run his ass over at one point. I won't say, what did I say the other day? Pancake his ass or something. That was hilarious, by the way, having the Grand Theft Auto busted thing. But I
had fun with that.
And sorry if I keep cutting out.
You're good. You're good. You're good,
guys.
You're good.
But
we
Mailata is a monster, and he's not losing this job. I think we can all agree on that. But Dillard, other than that one play that I had seen, and I didn't watch him all practice, but what I did see, I think he's going to get us okay value. Like, he's not just going to be like a 6th, 7th, like, he was a complete bust. Like, at least he was decent and got us something in return. I think he'll at least do that. But hell yeah, I agree with you. Jordan Mailata, when he came out, the way that we all just, and I mean, dude, yes, he's going to be a legend in these parts for a long time.
So you've already come to grips with that we're going to move Dillard. Like that's where your mindset's at right now?
Yeah.
Like Dillard's on his way out?
Yeah.
I think, I mean,
this year, though.
I mean, I think as the front office has to think about the depth that we have. Talk about Jack Driscoll. You talk about, if they feel like there can be another guy who could be a swing dude. You talk about, I saw Toth taking backup snaps as well. It's just weird. But shout out to Rome in the house, showing love for 4th of Jawn. Sorry for flooding your timeline earlier.
You good?
No,
I
mean, I think if you didn't see all the rage on the timeline, my man Rome out here telling you about the size of bags out here and doing his investigative reporting like nobody's business. He's out here giving it from the straight facts on doing security down by the link. But if you guys didn't see that, check any Eagles timeline or Philly timeline. Everyone's talking about bags. But anyway. Let's see.
I was like, God help us all.
Now, Steven says, I'm trying to go to a home opener if any of the boys are there. We are going to be there. The question is, when you say I'm trying, Stephen K, there is no try. There's only will.
There's only
okay?
is.
I just Yoda-fied it. Real quick.
A lot of no matter what.
That is the answer right there. That is the answer.
Draft day moment.
Bro,
I got you,
bro. Dillard stinks, bro. It was sad. It was sad watching him, bro. He was discouraged, and not only do I like we were talking about Mailata being
Prime's having a hard time right now, man. You're talking about Team Prime brand.
I know, bro. I got a picture with him too, man. I gotta get off my iCloud. I'm gonna get exposed.
I have a signed helmet from Andre Dillard.
No, but I'm saying Mailata, like, not only is he better than Dillard, like, he is legit. Like, I think he can have like a Pro Bowl, All-Pro season because Lane Johnson hyped him up on Chris Long's podcast and said the last 2 years he was like a little baby rhino who didn't know how to walk, but he was so strong and so athletic, and he's finally understanding the game of football. Like, we forget sometimes he just started playing football, but he is bigger, faster, and stronger than everyone on the field. And then you finally saw it the last 2 years because, like, I haven't seen him really get beat yet. And he's been going against some top-notch guys. And then I watched him and Sweat go at it yesterday. I saw him and Derek Barnett go at it. Milton Williams, Fletcher Cox. Like, whatever they throw at him, that dude is so wide. And he has a reach. And then his feet are better than some of our running backs and wide receivers. Like Jordan Mailata is quick, like, and no one's getting around him, and you're not getting through him because he's just staying there. He's impressive, man. He's very, very impressive.
What's not impressive is Mr. Jeffrey Cross's wording here. He said, "How did Gannon's D look, and what scheme was he playing?"
Busted. You have to make another one.
Well,
Can't see the D in that picture.
I mean, just off the top, like, you know, Gannon coming out during a training camp. I was just like trying to like basically, you know, body language, seeing how he was, his presence. You definitely felt his presence. You know, he kept that whole persona in, and then his son was on the sideline. He had to use like I think it was his son. It looked like it was his son, and he was like playing like coach, and then he had to like go to the sideline, make sure his kid was okay, or, you know, and then he went back to being a coach. But, you know, overall, I mean, I feel like, you know, I wasn't really watching the defense tightly from where I was at. I was really just pretty much like caught up in the mix. But, you know, I mean, you're probably going to see a 4-2-5, man, and he's going to mix it up. You know, I think we're going to have some versatility, you know, overall. But I feel like the players are playing pretty well. You know, also was doing pretty well. We went almost the whole podcast without even mentioning Harold Carmichael, Hall of Fame.
I need that.
Well deserved.
I think it maybe he's just a little bit older for a lot of, you know, present day Eagle fans, for us to be, but like, you know how hyped we were for Brian Dawkins. Chris is out here with props today.
Nah, he got that from the autism challenge a couple years ago, right?
Yep. Yeah. My guy.
This guy's a prop machine. Mallee. He's got tons of things he's pulling out. But I mean, just hats off to what he's done in his career. Like, legend. You know, he's still a legend with the team, with this whole facility. Everybody was rocking the Kelly green in honor of Harold Carmichael. Mm-hmm. That was kind of cool. Does everybody? I think a lot of people are like, "Yo, I need that shirt."
Yeah.
If you're a collector, you need everything. But Mama McCabe said, "I'm old, so he's my era." So she's you know what. Mark said, "Harold, my first jersey I had, the tallest wide receiver to play in the NFL." So Mark is also giving us trivia out there as well. So I mean, you know, just again, hats off to Harold Carmichael.
Absolutely, huge congratulations to him.
Yeah, it was definitely good to see him finally get in there.
That sounded kind of fake, Evan.
Well, I mean, it's not fake. It's a matter of I've never seen him play, so I'm just, what do you want? What do you want from me? I'm sitting here. It's like I respect everything they did. I've seen his highlights. I know he was an awesome player.
He was still that floater, man.
So what do you want from me?
He was still that floater, you know.
Evan was like that. He was like, "Congratulations to that man. I don't even know who that man is. If he walked by me, I wouldn't even know a damn thing. Congratulations to that man." Congratulations to Gio. Shout out to Gio. We all hung out with Gio after the game. Yeah. He got blessed today. He got blessed yesterday with the Kelly Green Jordan 10 customs.
He wasn't the only one that got blessed, bro.
Oh yes, Evan after a year finally gets his.
I've been out of the house all day. I haven't had a chance to lace them.
I mean, don't show him without the laces, man. Come on.
Well, I want to show it off, pal. I'm pretty excited to put these bad boys on.
So we're Jimmy's the last one. He's the last of the last. So I mean, we're gonna have to bless.
We're gonna make a custom one with a ponytail in the back.
That would be awesome.
We're gonna put Paul Revere on the back. How about that?
Yo, do you know I used to work in Center City, right on 2nd Street at the Old City Tavern? So I used to have colonial shit, dude.
That's why I said Paul Revere, man. There's levels. There's levels to this, man. There's levels. Any other comments out there from you guys in the chat or on here? Any other points you guys want to bring up?
I just
that we
need to
missed?
see it in actual game action, man. So like yesterday, it was
Preseason,
awesome
man.
to get down there and see everybody in the stands. I was like, I was kind of drifting between. I was watching the practice. I was catching up with people. I need to actually see this game play out a full 60 minutes. I need to see this team, see what they actually are, and get a better gauge as to what we can expect this season. But yeah, I just want to thank everybody that came and met up with us yesterday. Had an awesome time with you guys, and hope to see a lot more of you guys in the coming months.
Yeah.
Yeah, Evan was talking about Steven Nelson not looking up to par. People in the chat, I know most of you guys were following us along during the draft when Galen and I were getting nuggets about a possible trade that the Eagles were talking about. And then yesterday it came out that he's on the block officially, CJ Henderson on Jacksonville. So I remember this was, 4 months ago during the draft when someone told us that Urban Meyer does not like him for some reason and that he was on the block. First round stud rookie, top ninth overall pick last year, and he's a great cornerback. And then he got put on the block this week, so it's just an interesting nugget. It's funny though because this is months ago when someone said Urban Meyer doesn't like him, and then they said yesterday in an article Urban Meyer does not like him and they might ship him out. So that would be interesting if there's still a market if Howie wants to move Zach Ertz because Jacksonville kind of tight end. Actually, wait, they have
Tim
Tebow season. But I'd rather
imagine liking Tim Tebow more than CJ Henderson.
Hey, but the prayer group is fire down there. Prayer group is fire. Kelly Kells had a question real quick. He said, how have the linebackers been looking? I think, well, first of all, shout out to Nate Singleton back in the mix.
Alex.
Bro,
you can't say the name Nate.
How I screwed that name up all the time, bro. I don't know what. There was a Nate Singleton back in the day.
There was a Nate Gary.
There was a Nate Gary that you need to get out
name.
of. No. But I mean, he keeps clinging onto it. What do you want us to do, bro?
It's like it's a glitch in the Matrix.
He wasn't
Alex
glitch in the Matrix.
Alex Singletary.
I just want to point out when we were looking at the jerseys yesterday, I found a Nate Gary in the mix, and Gail was fighting me for it. All right, Gail was fighting me for it.
Yo, Prime was like, "Oh, look at this." I was like, "Yeah, yo, this is the weirdest shit." Just being we all like to collect things and collect jerseys and stuff like that. And the fact that Carson Wentz jerseys were on the ground, being stepped on.
Yeah,
they were autographed. They were game worn jerseys. And shout out to E. She saw E at the practice yesterday. And he's like, "Yo," he's like, they have Darren Sproles signed jersey, game worn 2017. I'm sitting in my chair and I'm like, "What?" So I'm like, I take off. I'm like, I think I bump into Prime. That's when I bumped. I was like, "Yo, they got 2017 Darren Sproles signed jerseys." Or a game.
Yeah, we were like, "Skirt." We ended up turning around and going over there.
I ran over there, and yeah, man, they were gone by the time I got there. But Alshon Jeffrey's worth $50 if anybody needs it.
I was willing to give 20 just for you to put it back on the shelf.
But think about it, a game worn 2017 Alshon Jeffrey. No. That's how we feel. That's how we feel.
Where's he at now?
Yeah, he's out there.
My Couch University.
He's on vacation like Jimmy Smith. Jimmy Smith seems real chill and relaxed. He looks like he's been smoking some lettuce. that good old lettuce. Yo, how about Slant, Mr. Slant Boy down in New Orleans? Do you feel a rift that's developing?
It's been developing. He's a head case, man.
Yeah, but would you want that? I'm just saying, it's getting kind of. They said he hadn't talked to coaches in a while, and then he comes out and says, he's like, "Nah." He's like, "You guys are trying to smear my name out here, blah blah blah." Do you think that would be a low key crazy trade?
Mike Thomas?
Yeah, imagine that, man. Imagine that.
I mean, you think Jimmy's smoking the lettuce?
I'm just saying, we're having a good time. We're five friends just talking about NFL news.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I saw that report today too, but I mean,
It doesn't look good though.
it doesn't look good for them.
Bro, he's crazy, man.
Yeah,
He
he
is a
seems
head
like a head
case.
case, man. He seems like a total head
He is
case.
a
Totally
head
makes
case.
a giant impact on your offense, but I mean, I don't know, man.
I mean, they're gonna have Taysom Hill throwing the ball over his head backwards to him anyway, so that's probably why he wants to get out of there.
Yeah. Shout out to Puga down in El Paso. He says, I need a Devontae Smith jersey ASAP. They don't have them here in El Paso. Puga, they have Wi-Fi in El Paso. You can easily purchase them.
Damn, Garrett.
Yeah, man, I was on with Puga at like last night. You could have told me you needed a jersey.
Yeah,
You need a jersey that
fanatics.com,
bad?
bro.
This was like a begging for someone give me a free jersey. Just say I want a free jersey.
Hey,
Well,
man,
there's
he's
a will,
got
there's
jokes.
a
What do
way.
you want from him?
But hey, man,
Love.
Puga is a real legend out here. Prime, did you have anything that you wanted to add before you get out of here?
No, I just definitely wanted to thank everyone that joined us yesterday. It was really cool meeting people for the first time. It was cool. People coming up to me, hey, Prime, like, hey, yeah, 4th and Jawn, yeah. I mean, it was something to definitely look forward to. And like I said yesterday, the moment finally came. It was a great atmosphere being back in that stadium, man. At the end of the night, you guys were the MVPs because, I mean, you made everything, happen yesterday. So appreciate you guys seriously chilling with us. And, just looking forward to Thursday night, man. Like Evan mentioned earlier, I want to see these guys actually go to work, see what we're going to be bringing to the table. So I'm excited about Thursday, and I'm ready to get this thing going, man.
Chris. Oh,
Yeah,
Jimmy.
just
Go
shoot.
ahead.
Oh, yeah, Jimmy's got it.
No, Chris, you please go. I was just gonna say, damn it, Puga, it's not Mexico's fault. We have seen who is running your damn state. We know what's going on.
Nah, just huge shout out to the crew here. It was awesome. Just coordinating everything yesterday. It was great seeing everyone, man. It was awesome. Like, and I was telling people, I saw Mr. Coffee down there, and he had his son, and he said, like, this is how we're doing it. We're acclimating him, and this is how you got to do it. It's crazy to bring your young kid, to the first game, to like a real game, the first game, because it is a like mind explosion if you're taking your kid to the first game, because there's fights going on. There's a lot of words being said. You might see and hear a lot of stuff. So this is what you do. Get a little picturesque moment like Prime did. Take him to the open practice, then a preseason game, then an actual Dallas game where you see someone getting thrown off the ledge. But yeah, you got to acclimate into it. But overall, though, it was great seeing everyone there. It was good seeing all the kids get on the field. I mean, that's really like a dream. Like, you saw kids reenacting Super Bowl plays, diving into the end zones, like running out of the tunnel. It was great, and it's just gearing us up for Thursday. And we're gonna be here for you guys all season. Always feel free to reach out to myself, any of us. We're always here for you guys, football related, non-football related, and just go Birds. Really excited for the season to get back, everyone back in the stadium, and everything to get going.
Yeah, I think Baby Prime has to by the end of the season. I think Prime's gonna bring him to a couple games. He'll have a goatee and a mustache. Kid'll have tats on the back. F Dallas. Bring me my cereal. Like, he's gonna grow up so fast this football season.
I
I'm
can't wait,
excited.
man.
I'm excited to see that. I'm still willing to do his custom baby shoes. Like, I want to be like, yo, I made you your first customs, and I'll be like 7 years old. I made you your first customs. Now give me my cane, son. Just overall, just the presence of all Eagle fans that showed up. Everyone seemed like they had a great time. I think as the practice got on, everyone realized where they were. They got louder. I heard a Wentz fan got into a fight with a Hurts fan. That's so Philly.
Yo, I saw a Vince Young jersey last night. Where the hell did that come from?
Yo, I see a Kevin Curtis jersey every random game. Like, You always see like random. That should be a thing.
It might have still
Like,
been in the boxes that people were purchasing those jerseys from.
It is
You
a
never
thing.
know, man.
Kyle Brandt does that on Good Morning Football. Still, he has a section where it's like the random jerseys.
Nice.
You'll be at like a 7-Eleven and some dude just walks in. It's like 4:00 in the morning and he's got like a
Reno mine.
or a Reno Asante Samuel jersey on. Just the weirdest concepts.
Well,
But overall, everyone going to the game on Thursday in this group, who show of hands,
I'm
Not
going to a
confirmed
preseason
yet.
game?
Not
not
confirmed,
confirmed
yet.
yet. Yeah.
No, are you out?
I can get tickets.
Prime?
I'm just not sure.
No, I haven't confirmed anything yet.
Yeah, I'm in the same boat.
I'll be
Have
there.
you?
All right.
Have you bought tickets yet, Mister asking questions?
I do have tickets.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
Well, I take back my sass.
So I mean, we'll see. I mean, does anyone here going?
I am.
Jimmy's going. Okay. Evan and
Well,
Prime are still.
You know what?
They're
I was there with my final words. You know, whoever's going, this trip around, I obviously was going to the beach, so things were a little different. I wasn't able to hang out with you guys much beforehand or after to meet Gio and stuff, which sucks. But dude, this Thursday we're gonna get another chance. Then we have the home opener. There's gonna be plenty of chances for everybody. We're gonna continue to provide content, but you guys just provide yourselves. Keep being awesome. And shout out to Jim and I believe Brennan, his son. I've been called out in my hometown and stuff, but to be called out at the link and be told like appreciate your work and stuff, and to the other people I met too, man, like holy, you guys are awesome, and I'm glad
That was that those guys that were sitting behind us yesterday, Jim?
yeah, and
Yeah, that guy was cool. He was cool.
that means the world, and I appreciate you guys, and I just want to let you know we're going to continue working hard this off season, and you know the season's going to be here in a couple of weeks, so we continue to do this for the months that led up, and we're going to continue the next couple of weeks. And then when it's here, it's going to hit you like it just hit us yesterday at the link. I can't wait to see you guys though, even if it's just preseason, because practice, I was losing my mind, man. I can't wait to give you guys all a hug, meet some of you. I mean, it's just going to be another fun time, dude. It's my soul needed it. So I just want to thank you and love you all. Can't wait to see you. Thursday. Holy hell. I get back from the beach. I'll be at the stadium again. Yes. What a vacation.
Yeah, man. I'll be there. I'll be there on Thursday. So I just trying to figure out. I know Jimmy's going, so we're going to figure out this road posse. Again, I just want to thank everyone who showed up and showed up to the meetup. For all the people that had a good time. Man, this is what we've been used to. Now we're getting back to normal. So let's make this a thing, you know? Getting out there. I got my vaccination. I'm not gonna lie, I still was weirded the hell out when I got home. I was like, bruh, what did I just risk it all? I was like, bruh.
Well, they didn't
Yeah, looking at himself in the mirror.
working too much.
No, I'm feeling all right. I told Puga last night, I was like, I might be dehydrated. I just might be dehydrated.
Yo, Gail, I'll die to go to an open practice. That's all that said to me. Dude, yeah. That's dedication, maybe.
Yeah, but for me and the boys, we will see you guys in the next one. And as always, fly, Eagles, fly.